All right. TSM was not able to find a win earlier, and Dignitas has not been able to find many wins at all this season. They both need this in their own ways. Dignitas needs to win 2 games. They don't have to win the series, they just have to win 2 games so that when they play Bricks later, that win actually means they stay in the playoffs here.
And it does look doable. Dignitas, the past couple of weeks, they've solved a lot of the problems they had early on in the season. You know, the communication has been there. They've been in the right spots. They weren't able to come up with a win last week, which really hurt them, especially after such a strong week 3 versus Mouse with the 3-0. So Dignitas, you know, you keep what made you good a long time ago going, you stand a pretty good chance because TSM did not look pretty earlier.
That is the thing about this Dignitas team. I still look at the roster of players and say all of these players are amazing.
Agreed.
If they can find a way to work together here, they could win a world championship. And look at that, a nice bump from Yukio trying to open up the space for Violent Panda, but the aerial defense will hold. Now Metsunara looking for a goal, finds the shot towards the side, but it's a bit wide, and this was something we saw plaguing TSM in their match earlier today.
Yeah, I touched on it a little bit. They are the 2nd worst shooting percentage coming into this week, and TSM to top that off as well doesn't generate too many shots on target, so low shooting percentage combined with, you know, not a lot of chances, not a recipe for a lot of success.
Remco moves back, he's able to deflect it into the corner. Violent Panda now carrying this, gets the pinch neutral across the field. Ignite will follow it. Metsunaris advancing into Dignitas territory. Turbo Pulse able to pick this one up, running a little bit low on boost. He'll flick it over 1. Send it towards the goal. Ignite's got it off to the side. Ignite now playing with Batmobile. All the members of TSM were playing Octanes at the beginning of the day. Remco switched off in Game 3, and it helped a little bit with getting them a win there, but did not end up resulting in a win overall on the series, and now Ignite make the change to the long car.
Well, Ignite has been a dominance player before. He's very well aware of, you know, the power of what a long car can do. It's very easy to square the ball up and get strong hits on it. But it is curious to see him choose the Batmobile over the dominance, and I'm not sure why he's done that.
Remco moving into the corner. Violent Panda will carry it out of his own territory. Metsunaris gets it over the top of 1, and now Yukio with the booming clear down the field. He'll follow it up himself, got a little bit of space to work with, looks for the shot, but it's blocked by Ignite. Now looking to transition. Back to midfield. No one else. TSM would advance. The play remains neutral. Turbo now up, doesn't find contact. Yukio looks for a shot, but doesn't have much of an angle. Now looking for the second touch, can't find it. Metsunaris will beat it over the top of Violent Panda. Now Ignite down the field towards the corner. Remco adjusts to looking for a read on Turbo Pulse's contact.
And what a challenge from Remco on the midfield. That's going to stop any opportunity, as actually Turbo won that ball through Ignite. It looked like Ignite had a great angle.
Here comes Violent Panda, misses the shot, and Turbo Pulse's follow-up is soft. An opportunity for Dignitas comes and goes. Now Turbo Pulse a nice setup down. Here comes Yukio, but Metsunaris has the save. Sends it away. And Remco will turn to look for a transition. Pops it high. Ignite gets it past 1. Now Remco up with a little bit more boost to work with. Couldn't get it past the wall defense. Now Yukio through the air. Turbo Pulse underneath. Metsunaris pinches it to the side. Turbo Pulse is up. He's able to beat Ignite. Remco following on the wall. Comes back down, he'll get it out. Ball remaining at midfield. I feel like the play has been mostly in the midfield in this game.
It has kind of just been ping-ponging a lot between each other. It's because everybody's making sure that they get a strong challenge. TSM needs this win to make top 4, which is valuable for that chance to make land, that extra life. Dignitas needs 2 wins. Neither of these teams can afford mistakes. And both of these teams have made their fair share throughout the season, to be sure.
Remco onto the wall. Yukio gets it past 1 with 1 minute and 30 left in game number 1. A nice pass from Metsunaris, but no one's there to pick it up. Remco now. On the side as Ignite picks it up, dribbles onto the wall, carries it by himself, brings Turbo Pulse up, who gets it off to the side, and Yukio leaves it for Violent Panda. Now past 2. Metsunaris with a pop over 1, but demolished, and Yukio's able to pick it up. Now up to Violent Panda. Remco is able to intercept the pass, though. It was a solid setup for Dignitas. It looked like it could have formed into a goal quickly. As Turbo Pulse goes for 1 bump, and Yukio's hit is off the post. Ignite gets it away. The advance was there, but the shot just couldn't sneak around the defender and the woodwork.
And if that's the one that comes back to haunt Dignitas, because it has been tough to generate opportunities this game, They've done it a little bit better. They've got 5. TSM only with 1.
Oh!
But that was the first quality goal scoring opportunity for Dignitas, and they just couldn't get it around the woodwork.
They've had a few opportunities, like you said. 30 seconds remaining, though. Neither team finding a goal. What has been one of the slowest game ones of the season. Turbo Pulse now off the wall, has to cross his own goal, and Metzanaris will punish him. The defense not quite set up there, and Turbo Pulse's touch gets capitalized on.
Yeah, he did a pretty decent job of keeping the ball close. He actually was able to speed up and catch up to that second challenge, but still was just a little bit too much on it that allowed Ignite to just steal that ball away with a better challenge angle out of the corner.
23 seconds remaining. Does the new kickoff freshen things up here? Remco tries to find another goal. 16 seconds. Metzanaris down to Ignite. Yukio puts it high. They're still in their own back third. Violent Panda takes his time, punts it. Now Turbo Pulse up for the shot, but doesn't make contact. It'll go to the corner. Metzanaris tries to clear, doesn't find much. Ignite and Remco able to both get that one back up to midfield, and it'll go into the ground. TSM take a methodical defensive game and find a win.
Well, that is classic TSM. You know, they've always been a team that really doesn't allow too many shots on net. And they actually allowed, coming into this week, the fewest shots per game against them out of all the teams. So they really don't allow too many opportunities, even here, lower than their average of only 5. And the only goal here from TSM, again, Turbo Pulse not able to control that ball as much as he would like in the corner, just got a little bit away from him and allowed Ignite to take it right off his nose.
You watch Violent Panda, and that he's understands what's happening here. He knows where the shot opportunity is. He's moving to that side, and he actually gets kind of a bumper onto the ball. He's nearly got the save there, but Metzanaris saw the play coming just the fraction of a second early enough to be able to get it and make the shot happen and get them the win on that go-ahead goal.
You know, that's that, again, the advantage of position on the offense. It's so much easier for TSM to understand. Metzanaris would be like, all right, yeah, Turbo didn't catch that ball cleanly. Violent Panda in the net has to wait to see if Turbo gets a touch somewhere else. It's like Metzanaris only has to position for Ignite to win the ball. Violent Panda in the net has to wait and see what happens from Turbo Pulse. He's not sure if he's going to win it, or if he doesn't, where it's going to go. It doesn't really matter where Metzanaris goes. It's like, Ignite might win that ball, I'm going to be right there, and it just happens a little bit faster.
Right, yeah. So now as they move into Game 2, Dignitas got to find a way to equalize here. And what was a one-goal game, 1 goal has been scored on the series so far. And Dignitas find 1. And again, they don't need to win the series necessarily. They just need 2 game wins.
Well, Dignitas has not had a lot of success this season in getting game wins in general. They've been swept a lot by just about everybody.
Turbo gets this one out into the middle field. Ignite with a nice long shot, just a bit high, and he looks for the second touch. Violent Panda, though, able to block it. Metzanaris dumps it back in, and now Remco in for the shot. Turbo pulls a tries. Here comes Metzanaris, and Remco back out. Now Ignite all the way in the back looking for boost. He won't be there. They try to back pass it to him. It'll work. A lot of space given by Dignitas as they had to reset after that drive. Remco taking a shot as Ignite gets a bump. He looks for another one, but Violent Panda is able to keep it off to the side. TSM will have to look for another opportunity.
Remco needs that one back. I'm surprised he didn't fire that anywhere close to on target. He didn't even put it wide to the right side. He missed it short, which was surprising.
Yukio out to Turbo, pulls it, looking for the infield pass, and they'll connect on it. Ignite not quite able to block it, and that's Dignitas with their first goal of the series.
Nice touch from Yukio here in the midfield, getting up that sidewall, beating Metz to the ball, and Ignite trying to cover up. But again, just a little bit too slow, and Turbo pulls so fast out of the midfield. Well done for Dignitas. They start off strong in game number 2, but it's going to be tough breaking down TSM. You know you're not going to get too many chances.
And that was after a number of drives from TSM that looked good and really just fell apart at the moment of shooting. You can't rely on players like Ignite to miss to win games. Ignite up. Gets it over to the side. Yukio beating one, and now the ball all the way down towards the goal. It's actually in on a long shot from his own territory. Yukio makes it 2-0.
Yeah, this is just Remco caught well and truly off guard on the midfield line. Because, 90% of the time, if Metzanaris doesn't win that ball, that touch from Yukio is not going to be directly into the net. It's going to be high, off the ceiling, out to the midfield line, into a corner. Remco was, really just playing the odds there that Yukio's probably not going to put it on target, and he was wrong that time.
Remco out of his corner looking for Ignite. Lofts it high. Remco's able to pick up some boost now. Look for the pass back. Looking for Metzenaris, but Violent Panda able to intercept and break things up. Yukio winning a challenge. Turbo Pulse getting a demolition on Remco. A bit of space created. Can they get the bump onto Metzenaris too? Yukio's pass actually was good, but a bit high, and Turbo just didn't feel comfortable going for it. Now Violent Panda back towards Ignite, into the midfield. Remco demolished before he can make the infield pass shot, but the pressure's still on here for TSM as Metzenaris comes back over the top of Violent Panda and keeps the ball in the corner. Now Remco looking for a shot as Yukio finds a clear.
Really nice job from Dignitas as well, taking away that support option from the top of the box with that demo on the rotation back. Just kills that push. It makes it that much harder for TSM to break down that early lead, but they'll get it right back.
And man, old Ghosts haunting Dignitas from the beginning of the season. Yukio looks for the pass, and Violent Panda and Turbo both go up, leaves the back completely open, and Ignite's able to get their first goal. TSM now looking to come back in game number 2.
And you actually saw Turbo, as soon as he realized they double committed, he immediately stopped. He's like, all right, I need to get down as fast as possible, and maybe I'll make it back. But damage done.
A good punish from Ignite. Now looking to equalize. Unable to win one in the corner, but Remco with the shot. Turbo Pulse has got it out, and Violent Panda looks to keep up with the ball so he can keep possession for his team. Metzenaris has other ideas. Now back in, looking for Remco in the midfield. As Turbo Pulse tries. Violent Panda moving up, a nice win. Here comes Turbo up against Remco. The shot's a bit high, and Remco gets it off to the corner. Yukio trying as 2 players set up a net for TSM. Remco was able to win. Now Ignite need to find this one. Doesn't actually find anything. It's off the backboard for free. Nobody from Dignitas pressuring. Yukio demolished on the rotation. Now over to Metzenaris looking for Remco. Broken up by Violent Panda, and Turbo Pulsa will look to extend it in to the midfield. And
Turbo Pulsa didn't really have any help on that touch. It was all about how much power can you get on it, and unfortunately it wasn't much. That means TSM had time to recover, and they're right back on the midfield line pressuring Dignitas.
Metzenaris hit on the pressure. Yukio getting another one. Back to midfield, now looking for a pass infield. Finds Turbo. Shot towards the goal is good, but Remco able to recover in time, get it away. Now up onto the ceiling, back into the midfield. Metzenaris will look for a shot. He's off to the corner. Remco looking for demolitions on Yukio, not going to find anything as Turbo Pulse is able to neutralize things in the corner. Dignitas holding on to a 1-goal lead with 1 minute remaining in game 2. Remco now looking for a shot onto the backboard. Here comes Ignite, but Violent Panda's got it away. Metzenaris needs to make the save, and he does. Off to the side, pressure still on. Violent Panda looking to set up Turbo. Yukio demolished. He was the next one in rotation. Ignite now up. Here comes Metzenaris. Yukio's got it off. Remco onto the back wall. Metzenaris looking for it. It bounces dangerously in front of Dignitas' goal, and Yukio's got the clear. With 30 seconds remaining, Dignitas needing to find the defensive touches as TSM builds more and more pressure.
And still battering at this back wall of Dignitas that has been somewhat weak all season long, and they've done a nice job hanging with it. But it's the challenge game at the crucial moment that's come through, and the final push going to be coming here from TSM.
Nice block from Turbo. Remco now looking for plays. Metzenaris with the pass across. Remco's too far up, and Ignite, though, finds the pass. All the attention there on Remco, and Ignite's able to use the screen.
It is absolutely misdirection. It's a touch. They have to see if Remco is going to touch that ball back to the midfield line or if he's going to let it go and go for a bump or something. And Ignite just blasts one into the near post.
Just like that, TSM tie it up. Do they get the winner here? No, so close. The kickoff disastrous for Dignitas. Well, they're able to skip that bullet. And now, possibly a disastrous kickoff of their own. Are you kidding me? 4 seconds into overtime and Violent Panda scores.
Well, Cheetah right over his head. Remco for boost in the corner. Wade, we were just talking about that yesterday.
Just talking about this yesterday. Is it wise to go for boost in the corner? And the thing is that it's kind of where you put your risk and where you put your reward. But you know, if you're a member of TSM right now, that one hurts.
That one absolutely hurts because your risk reward on the boost cheat up method, the following your teammate for the kickoff and you go for the boost in overtime, I will absolutely say it's never worth it to go for that aggressive.
Not only are you losing a goal, but you're also
losing the game. Yeah, it's one thing to try and play an aggressive kickoff strategy, stalemate the ball in the midfield, get your teammate that's following you up to get that ball out to the side where your teammate went to go get boost and get a nice early push on offense. That's a good idea, for regulation play. But you do open yourself up to a lot of dangers like that where it just popped right over Metza's head and into the net.
Yukio, Violent Panda, and Turbo Pulse all getting involved. They'll say thank you very much. We'll appreciate.
That's 1 out of 2.
Appreciate the free game. That is one of the 2 games they need to win to make it an all-out brawl for the playoffs against Bricks later on. I'm excited for that matchup. But right now, they'll take the win. They're happy about that one. Moving into map number 3.
I was worried, especially going into that overtime for Dignitas, because you held the lead, and then after that, it was pressure for TSM.
2 seconds left of the game, you throw.
And you give away the tying goal that late. It's like, well, that's a tilting goal if I've ever seen one. And the fact that they got it off the kickoff is like, yep, no worries. We meant to do that.
Well, game number 3 will move on to Manfield. Both teams go for the cheat up on the first kickoff of game 3. Violent Panda now through the air. Wasn't able to find contact, and Remco will pop this one back into Dignitas territory. Turbo Pulse looks for the carry, getting challenged by Ignite. He'll win that one, and he's getting followed by Metanaris here, who looks to pick up things, take a shot towards the far corner, blocked on the double commit. Yukio, though, gets it away. And Violent Panda able to ground himself back in net, and they'll transition quickly here onto offense.
Dignitas got pushed into that awkward scenario. They forced Yukio to get ready to defend a hard touch off the back wall. And that meant TSM had a little bit of room to work with just outside the box, but it'll be Remco through 1 in the midfield and right into the back.
Look at this challenge. Remco sets it up for himself and then immediately back in the air, beats Turbo, pulls it to the ball, and sinks it into an empty net. TSM take the lead in game 3.
It's the recovery from Remco that catches Turbo off guard. Turbo's expecting Remco to not have as clean a landing as he did, and that was all it took.
How he got in the air so quickly. We're in the challenge now. Turbo looking to make things even on the other end. Sets up Violent Panda now back into the midfield. Metanaris down quickly. Turbo Pulsa looking for Violent Panda on the far side. Yukio tried to get out of his own half. Beat by Metanaris. Turbo pulls onto the wall. Remco's there, and Turbo a nice touch off to the side. Some misdirection. Ignite out of his corner, keeps on his hood, beats 2, and Yukio all alone in his own half. Remco demolished. That'll wipe some sweat off Yukio's brow. 3:40 left to go. Still the TSM 1-goal lead here. So we're all tied up at a game apiece.
A lot of space for TSM, again being allowed in the midfield. Lets Dignitas off the hook, and nobody actually is able to come up with what I thought was going to be a routine clear coming out of the net.
Yukio is able to set this one to Violent Panda, and then 2 players committing on that one. The double commit leaves the space open for Turbo.
It was Remco. He was on the back wall. It's not really a double commit. It's just he had too much momentum and couldn't stop on the wall and cleanly dismount. And he just sort of fell off the back and didn't have enough time to recover.
A tie game in a tie series. Ignite looking, gets the fake on 1, gets the flick high, but it's a little bit too high. Hits the crossbar. Metanaris maybe wants to come in and finish it off, but it's already into Dignitas' hands. Ignite, after a great fake, not able to sink it into the goal. Ooh. Turbo Pulse looking for it. Violent Panda up as well, but this is going to be a difficult angle. Yukio looks for it. Now Remco, a nice long shot, lucky for Dignitas. Turbo had rotated and now gets it past 1. Ignite back into the corner. Up against Violent Panda. Beats him. Here's Yukio. Was able to get it past Ignite. He was looking for the goal.
Nice recovery effort there on the rotate out by TSM. Because they were going to get beat on transition, but Dignitas was a little slow to pick it up. That meant they were able to get that second challenge back through. And now they command the ball one more time.
Metanaris onto the ceiling. Beaten by Yukio. Remco tries now. Turbo Pulse has got a response. All spending a great deal of time in the orange. It's the midfield contest keep being won by TSM. Finally a breakout opportunity for Dignitas. Ignite with a miss on the wall. Turbo Pulse needs to get out of there. As Yukio tries to find the shot, it's not going to happen. Now Ignite back down the field. Violent Panda alone in the back. Can't find Metanaris, but Turbo comes in from the side on the rotation and gets the save. Now Yukio back down the field up against Remco. Turbo looks for the read. Can he find Violent Panda in the midfield?
Turbo's been making a couple of big challenges. Big saves in front of his goal, getting the ball out of their own half. Yukio keeps the drive alive, the bump, but
Remco
not...
makes the save, gets it away. It was a brilliant setup from Dignitas, but the defense holds for TSM.
It just wasn't a strong shot from Violent Panda. If he gets more power on it, or even puts it into the middle of the net, it probably goes in. But Remco just got a demo on Turbo. It's going to make this push very slow for Dignitas and easy to deal with.
Yukio to get that one out, sends a shot towards the goal. Turbo gets the save, but the clear's not quite there, and Violent Panda now needs to extend this one out. So there's going to be more pressure from TSM. A nice touch from Yukio. Got up very quickly, beat the inbound rebound. Here comes Violent Panda with a shot. It's off the bottom corner. Now Turbo pulls it in for the follow-up.
Oh, I thought he got it.
Gets it in. That's Dignitas with the lead back.
Thought Remco was going to be able to pull this one back from the brink, but Violent Panda, he'd love to have it back just to make sure he put it on target, but they're happy with a tough stop, and it pulls one defender out. TSM expecting that ball to go somewhere in the crossbar, maybe be directly in, and they have to dive hard at it. And it just kicks right back out in the middle for Turbo.
Great follow-up here from Dignitas. Again, hunting that second win. They've got the first one, and now with 1 minute left in Game 3, they've got a 1-goal lead.
Well, it almost slipped away inside of 10 seconds in Game 2.
Can they hold on? Violent Panda puts this high. Metsnaris looks for it. Now Remco. Looking for the tying goal. Finds 2 touches. It goes across the field to Ignite, who wins the challenge. Can you find Metsnaris? He backs off, lets Turbo play it out of his corner. The challenge actually going towards his goal. Metsnaris having to play defense. 30 seconds remaining. Remco out. It'll be straight into the arms of Turbo. Onto the backboard. Remco gets it away. And Metsnaris is able to extend it onto the backboard. A nice read from Violent Panda over the top of Remco. Yukio will play it to the corner. Coming back down, there's Turbo. Ignite up, 10 seconds remaining. Violent Panda keeping the pressure on. This is good news for Dignitas. As Violent Panda keeps this one in the corner. He's just not breaking out at all. Metsnaris and Remco not finding much. They get one pop. Do they have the boost? They don't even get the midfield boost. Yukio puts it down, and that's TSM dropping 2 games to Dignitas, which means later on, Dignitas will play the Bricks, and the winner of that game will play in the playoffs.
And TSM backs against the wall. Not able to stop as many opportunities from Dignitas as they would have liked, because Turbo Pulsa had one heck of a game. He's got 2 goals, but it was really his ability to get the ball going back the other way and set up options. And it's Violent Panda. This beautiful double tap. And Yukio not able to get it. It's okay. Turbo was patient in the midfield. Follow up. And that was that nasty hop off the post that TSM just was not prepared for right here.
Yeah, they find a way to get in. And it's funny because this is something I feel like I should have expected a bit more. Expected that really close follow-up, but Dignitas has been playing pretty safe, which is understandable when the team has been having as many issues as they have. But that's the sort of Dignitas offense we came to expect over the past few years, is a team that really is just aggressive and will pound your net every time they get an opportunity.
Yeah, it's that ability. It's that support system that was always in place from each of them at different times. It's like, all right, you're just going to go ahead, make the best touch you can. If you win or lose it, I will always be wherever I need to be. And that understanding was definitely present in that last goal from Dignitas.
Right now, though, TSM on a 3-match losing streak, and they do not want to finish off this season 4 straight. You've got to find 2 games now against Dignitas. They got to get to Game 5. Haven't had Game 5 yet today. Another opportunity here.
It would be a tough one as well for TSM. Again, haven't been able, at least not in that last game at all, to stop Turbo from pushing the ball back into the other half. So Turbo having a great Game 3. They're going to have to find a way to keep this possession going.
Oh, Metsnaris found the shot, but Turbo Pulsa's got the save. An excellent kickoff win from TSM nearly results in a goal early on in Game 4. Turbo now coming off, gets it past 2. Violent Panda and Yukio adjust to the far side, waiting on Ignite's touch here. Violent Panda in challenge, wins it in the corner. Remco finds a pop off the wall and goes caddy corner to the Dignitas half. Now Violent Panda in, up off the wall, coming back down. Violent Panda looks for it. It'll be Remco to break it up. Yukio finally gets a bumper under the ball. Ignite beating Turbo in the corner now. This will create an opportunity. Looks for a back pass here to Remco. Pops it past Turbo, now looking for bumps, finds it, but Metsnaris couldn't find the shot. What a setup from TSM that falls apart at the moment of truth.
Yeah, Metsa just didn't have enough boost to really go up and decide exactly how he wanted to shoot that ball. He kind of just had to jump at it. So the resources coming back to affect the shooting accuracy of TSM right there.
Yukio looks to keep this one alive in enemy territory, but wasn't able to do it as Remco gets it past Turbo. Violent Panda has to send it to the side now. Turbo Pulse in a very awkward situation. Lucky for him, Yukio rotated behind. Now Remco nearly beating the entire team with one touch. Yukio is able to keep it off to the wall, and Violent Panda will pop it out. TSM.
Awkward ball for Ignite to deal with. What a job.
Now look at this. Transition on 2 touches all the way to the backboard. Now Metzenaris into the corner again. Wasn't able to find a teammate. Remco, though, will turn around on this one. Now towards the backboard, Yukio's up. TSM keeps popping it onto the backboard, but not really having much of a plan afterwards. Dignitas is happy to constantly clear. This comes down a touch from Ignite. Will be sent to the side by Yukio. Now Remco again towards the backboard and leaves it. Violent Panda able to clear that one just fine. Dignitas defense right now, they're not doing a lot to transition, but they're just happy just to constantly take the clears that are given to them.
I mean, it really is as simple as that, you know? It's like none of the touches that they're going for require a lot of mechanics. They're like, all right, just make sure we get the strong touch. Even that, Violent Panda, saw him tap the brakes a little bit, control the speed as he followed that ball up the wall. It's make sure you don't make a mistake and let TSM have the lead. Make them beat you, and TSM has struggled in the shooting department all series long, all season long. So Dignitas can take comfort in that.
Turbo Pulsa into the midfield. Violent Panda with a shot, a nice pass play, broken up by the defense, and oh my goodness, what a recovery. Turbo Pulsa passes it back to Violent Panda, and he tucks it in.
And how about it? It's not even a bad clear from TSM, but the reaction from Violent Panda to stick with that touch from Turbo, catch it on the just immediate touch into the midfield. That's one, if I'm Violent Panda, I've already left. Yep. Turbo's not going to be able to do anything with that ball, but he's like, nah, I got you.
No, wait for the 3-time to cover the clear. To be like, where's this ball going when they clear this? I know this infield pass is not going to work. I got to be in a position to help Violent Panda finish this one off. And they got a goal. Everything they need to get the win on TSM. Yukio with an extension down the field. It's a bit high, but Remco and Ignite both bite. Luckily, the hit is straight out to their teammate. Metzenaris is able to get them a little bit more time to get their wheels back on the ground. Yukio now up. Turbo Pulsa looking for blocks. Not going to find anything. 1:45 left to go. Violent Panda over the top. Metzenaris carries it out of his goal. Pass Yukio. Turbo Pulse is there. Now Yukio, can he get it out to Violent Panda? The pass out towards the veteran. Looks for it. Can't make it happen. But a demolition on the Metzenaris might open up some space. Ignite having players flip over his head. Has to wait his turn.
He's fortunate he didn't jump. If he did, it was going to be a double demo for Dignitas and a for sure goal. And Remco almost sniped the corner. Metzenaris trying to force the issue. Just couldn't get through this lockdown Dignitas defense that has really only allowed 4 goals through the 5 games.
Now, neither team really doing a good job just straight up winning challenges at any part of the field. It seems like every ball is just pinching off in a random direction, which makes both teams have to adjust every time. Turbo pulls out of net, though. He's in a rough situation. Lucky for him, the rest of TSM not in a position to immediately punish. Yukio gets it away. Turbo pulls it demolished on offense. Now Ignite looking for the pass back to Remco. A nice adjustment here, and he gets it underneath Violent Panda, but Yukio and Turbo Pulse, they both bite, but look at that clear. It's all the way down. Everybody has to adjust, and with 43 seconds remaining, Dignitas might do the improbable, the upset on TSM.
Time ticking, and this is the 3rd game in a row. Dignitas have had to hold a 1-goal lead under the minute mark, and it's been so close for TSM.
And if you're a Triple Trouble fan, this is amazing. TSM's loss means Triple Trouble's locked into that top 4. You know they're watching from the sidelines, rooting for Dignitas. It's Metzenaris demolished. 14 seconds remaining. Violent Panda pass 1. Ignite up for the challenge. We've seen them score in this time period. Can they do it again? Yukio keeps this one high. Metzenaris is there. Now onto the backboard. Where's the rest of TSM? They're far back. Here comes Remco. One player in the midfield. Ignite doesn't have it. The feels backflip, man. Not the way you want to go out. And Dignitas are able to get the 4-game win.
And they will scrape by on just enough to get the job done. TSM, you said it in the middle, Wave Punk. 4 straight to close out the season, and that is not what you like to see.
And to go back to the drawing board and figure out how to mentally reset as we head into the playoffs. The go-ahead goal from Violent Panda off to the side. And look, Turbo Pulse already in the corner. Violent Panda just has to roll the ball, just kind of just scoot it, guide it into the goal here. as all the defenders are still recovering.
It's like Turbo Pulse's momentum took him that way with that push. He was in the right place at the right time, but the thing that blew my mind was Violent Panda was still there. It's like, hey, I know you went for a bump or something in front of the net, but great reaction to put the ball in. That's all they needed.
Oh, man, and it sets us up for quite a banger later on today. Dignitas versus the Bricks is going to be a lot of fun to see who is able. So much stakes on the table. One of the winners is into the playoffs, one of them into promotion relegation, so definitely stay tuned for that. But we have an equally exciting game coming up after the break. PSG taking on Barcelona. The winner is in the top 2 and earns a trip to New Jersey. We'll see who it is after the break.